And we are back here on the GSMC Sports Podcast. And for the final part of the show, we're going to talk about the Chargers. They will be hosting. Actually, so I did. It is confirmed that they will be playing in Brazil Week 1. So this will be the night after the opener, when the Eagles open up at home. So these are the opponents. Now it's not going to be the Eagles. The Eagles are a home opponent because they'll be hosting. They'll be raising the banner that night. You also got a couple of other teams, the Steelers and the Colts. They'll be playing international games, so maybe you count them out. So that would leave the Broncos, the Chiefs, the Raiders, the Texans, the Commanders, and the Vikings. So I don't think it's going to be the Chiefs. Now, I think if you want to see Justin Herbert and Patrick Mahomes square off, and that would be quite the way to start off, the NFL season. Having the Chiefs in Brazil, but I don't know. Probably a different team. I would say maybe the Texans. The Texans or the Broncos. Bo Nix. They played that Thursday night game. That was a good game. Chargers came back and won that. The Texans really brought it to the Chargers and kind of exposed the Chargers in the playoff game in the wild card round. But you could potentially do that. The Vikings, maybe. I feel like you want the matchup to be good. I feel like, because the other options, really every option other than the Raiders and, like I said, the Eagles, they're going to be playing in their home opener, raising the banner. Colts and Steelers, not likely. But the Chiefs, I said, probably not going to happen. But Broncos, Texans, Commanders, or the Vikings, they were all playoff teams. So I think you might want to go that way. Now, maybe with the Raiders, depending on what they do at quarterback, if they bring in a veteran quarterback and, Pete Carroll is now the head coach and, Tom Brady being a part-time owner, that could also, be intriguing, I guess. But I feel like right now I would lean towards taking one of these playoff teams. And maybe you do a divisional opponent. Or same conference. Because, I don't know, I guess maybe because last year, you had the Packers and the Eagles playing against each other. Maybe you keep it within the same conference. You got the Broncos and the Texans. Maybe you choose one of them. It's possible. And then, these are the other international games. So these are the home teams. So the Jaguars are going to be a home team. The Jets are going to be a home team. The Browns are going to be a home team. The Colts. This game's going to be in Berlin with the Colts. The other three are going to be in London. The Steelers are going to be another home team. And then you got the Dolphins as well that are going to be a home team. So, yeah, no, and Justin Herbert hopefully has better weapons at that point. That's something that they're going to need to address is, getting him, better receivers to go along with Ladd McConkey. Because, you have him, but, you're also going to need to maybe add, one or two more. And then on top of that, you need a better running game, too. Because I don't think J.K. Dobbins is going to come back. So, we'll see how it goes. But, you hope the conditions are better. Because there was definitely a lot of complaining when it came to the field conditions and how it was slippery. And, hopefully they do a better job at, prepping the field. Because you had, and not that this was the reason for that, but, Jordan Love got hurt last year, and many people were like, oh, it's because of the field conditions. Well, it was because of how he was tackled. But yeah, players from both the Eagles and Packers complained about the slippery field. So that's one issue that the league will need to figure out before September. But, you're going to have a big crowd on hand, and it should go great. I know there was, concerns about the jersey colors, specifically the color green, and it was just kind of funny. It was just kind of funny how there was concerns about that, Yet the NFL chose two teams that wear the color green. But shouldn't be a problem this time. And it wasn't, I mean, it's not like it was a problem last year, but I just wanted to bring that up because I know that was something that was talked about in the news. But, the Chargers, you're not going to have that problem. Um, I guess, like I said, Broncos or Texans, don't have to worry about it. I think that's what it's going to come down to. I think it's either going to be the Broncos or the Texans. That's what I'm leaning towards because of the information that was provided. You got some of the other teams, they're going to be hosting international games, so maybe you don't want to. Well, the Jaguars don't care. They'll do it every. They'll play in London every week if they wanted to. Well, and their opponents probably wouldn't be too thrilled about that. But um, yeah, I think it could be one of those teams. Maybe the Chiefs, just because, for ratings. But I think that's what it's going to come down to. Maybe you do the Texans and you have them square off playoff rematch. Maybe you do that. So you know what? I'm going to say that. I am going to say that they will open up against the Houston Texans. Stroud versus Herbert. That's what the Brazil matchup is going to be. But we got a long way to go. The schedule release date is yet to be determined. But it's usually like within the first 2 weeks in May. So, then we'll break down like we did last year. We'll break down all the primetime games and team schedules, team predictions. Hopefully, we do better in that next time than we did last year. Still got to go through that, but we will. We will go through everything. Give overviews on team seasons, and also, we're going to be previewing, for baseball. I'll give you my predictions for the divisions and individual teams, things like that. So that's all coming up, but I'm probably going to start all that next week. So, stay tuned for that. But let me know what you guys think, though. Who the Chargers could potentially match up against in the Brazil game. And the other thing too is not only like were the field conditions bad, but the gameplay was definitely sloppy. There were a lot of turnovers in that game. It was high scoring, but the gameplay was sloppy. Gameplay was definitely sloppy, and it didn't. Like I said, it did not help when Jordan Love got hurt. So hopefully we don't have any injuries in that game, like we did. And Saquon, maybe we'll have a big performance like we did with Saquon. Saquon had his Eagles coming out party in Brazil, and I just remember watching that game and immediately regretting not taking him in one of my leagues. And then Puka Nacua, who was the player I took over Saquon, ended up getting hurt that same week. And it also didn't help I was going up against my friend who drafted Saquon when I could have had him. But we will not make the same mistake next year. And yeah, probably won't because probably won't even have the opportunity to get Saquon unless I have like a top 2 pick. But yeah, probably not even gonna get a chance to take him because he's probably gonna go top 3 in pretty much every draft. So, but yeah, football may be over, but we still we still get news like this that we'll talk about, and the new league year starts on I think March 12th. So, then we get free agency and, trades. Stafford gets traded. Cooper Kupp is going to get traded. We definitely know that's going to happen. So, there'll be some news that come in at some point, and, and then we got the draft coming up. But, baseball is back today. So, going to try to, at least, have one eye on the Cubs Dodgers game, because Yamamoto is pitching today, so we'll see how he does. I know he didn't get off to the best start, last year, but hey, he settled in. He also got hurt, but settled in and pitched really well in the postseason, and he's a World Series champ. So, Yeah, no, really excited that baseball is back. The NBA is back tonight. So, going to be locked in on, the Knicks tonight playing the Bulls. And, yeah, March Madness around the corner. And, yeah, so a lot to look forward to in the coming weeks. So, but I hope you guys enjoyed the show today. Make sure to check out all the other shows as well on the network. Make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe to the video as well. And look out for the reposts of the segments, in case you missed anything, so you don't have to go through the entire live stream. Look out for my shorts that come out. On the topics that we went over today. Make sure to comment on those as well. Get a discussion going. That's always great. And yeah, it's almost the weekend. So as always, I'm your host Kenneth Grunfelder, signing off from the GSMC Sports Podcast, brought to you by the GSMC Sports Network. Have a good day, and I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Take care.